Burn the boat in the kingdom, can't turn around. We're lighting up the night, shaking up the ground. Excuses and flames, yeah, we're breaking free. We'll be fire, this is our legacy.
One big fire. We may have to get Harley on this, our new maestro DJ Harley, Honey Badger Harley.
Yeah.
For a refreshed intro. I like that intro, but Harley's been writing some hits.
Dude, in all honesty, he's got some bangers. Like,
yeah.
He's doing it, yeah. So, yeah, anybody who hasn't gone to Spotify, look up Honey Badger Harley. I think that's what, or Honey Badger Empire. And listen to the jams he's been dropping. They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, I reposted. There was an announcement that we brought that Coldwell Banker guy over. I think it was Colin Dan.
Yep.
And I guess he was with Coldwell Banker, 24 years or something crazy. And I used one of Harley's. You can find it. You know how you can put music to your story, and you can choose from all the music. His is coming up now in the selections, so you can just search Honey Badger Harley, and all his songs are on there, and you can use it as music with your stories.
Right.
So I thought it was pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
dude. A bunch of little circus going on here.
It is the circus. The circus is in town.
The circus. Yeah. So, and I have to give some credit to Kyle, because we got our little group chat, and we were all kind of talking about this after our meeting with Leo about the last 2 weeks of what's been going on. And to be honest, dude, like I comment very little and I read a lot. I want to test the temperature and see what's really, sort of going on. Like how are people digesting all this? Right.
Right.
You got a lot of the influencers are putting videos up about it and this and that. And I'm reading the comments, and I don't know if you've read any, but I would say like 80%, no joke, of agents commenting on this. They're like, they're confused. They're like, I don't even know why this is a big deal. And the reason they're thinking that is because it's not a big deal.
Right.
It's like Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
What do? They distract us with the next big story and say, hey, look over here. Well, we're going to go over here and do this. And it's the whole rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
And I've thought about this a lot leading up to our conversation that we're having. And I'm excited to have it with you, because I want to hear your input. It's always fun to see. But I don't think that the brokers, the Redfins, Compass, all this, I don't think that they're doing it as a distraction. I think there's a lot of ego in play here. I mean, let's talk about what we're really talking about here. Okay. We got this isn't like listings live. This is just the coming soon part. So there's all this noise, exclusive access, pre-market strategies. And everyone's acting like this is a big shift, and it's not. It's just the circus. And what most people are being sold right now is a big nothing burrito or a burger, whatever you want. It's just a giant fat nothing burrito. Yeah. So let's break it down for them. I want to hear your opinion on it. So
yeah, man, I do. I mean, I love anything that gives you an edge, right? So I like positioning. I'm a marketer, so I like anything that. So I kind of appreciate the game that's being played. They're trying to come up with some little angle that gives them some differentiation, and so I appreciate that, the game, anyways. But in reality, the truth is it doesn't matter. Like, there's not. Every MLS has got a different number of days that you can even have a listing, before it hits the MLS anyway. So, I think back to, you remember back in the day when the very first thing that I had, and this was a huge differentiator. I actually kind of hope that we have enough disparity in who gets what listings first, that buyers don't know where to go to get all the inventory, right? So, they're taking us back in time, and back in time when I could say, would you like a free list of homes, of all the homes on the market? That's how I set every buyer appointment I had, because I had access to the MLS, and every listing if there wasn't a list of homes, I could get that list of homes from some other company, or I knew the inventory. And so, it gives you an angle to have conversations that you can't have, if everything's on, and everything's going to be on the MLS, which means it's going to be everywhere once it's listed. This whole pre-marketing thing is not a real thing. Certainly not in today's market. If everything was flying off the shelf, it would be somewhat of an advantage, but I think it's something like 95% or 94% of every listing that Compass has makes it to the MLS. So it's not these homes are selling before anyone ever sees them.
Well, like California's MLS, the CRM MLS, I think is what it's called. Like anyone who's part of that, none of any of this matters to them. Their listings are they're all going to go anyway. There's literally only two phases of a listing. What you're talking about is the pre-market, coming soon, private exclusive. First of all, anytime if you're a consumer and you're listening to this and your agent says, hey, we're going to get you on a private exclusive, just so you know, what that means is they're reducing your visibility to only their audience, and they're going to try to sell it and spin it to you that it's an advantage to you. Don't fall for that. That's a rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
And
that ain't better for the seller. That's for sure. That's definitely not better for the seller. No. You want more eyeballs or less eyeballs, which is also what I love about it right now.
Yeah. So you have two things. You have the pre-market and you have your live on the MLS. And that pre-market, you can't go see the house anyway. So it's not like you're getting previews early. Some agents might be showing it in that window. They're not supposed to. We know the MLSs aren't, they're not enforcing anything. But go ahead.
Yeah, enforcing, yeah.
They're not enforcing it. Yeah. So, and then, Compass is saying like anyone that gets fined, we're going to cover them and this and that. But once a home hits the MLS, it goes everywhere. Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Redfin, it literally goes everywhere. None of that's changing. So what's all this fighting about the pre-market window, which is usually a day or two? Isn't it like 2 days tops, maybe 3? Our MLS is like it's got to be in 48 hours live, ready to be shown, which is the right thing to do, because why are you going to put something up there? And frankly, if it's on Redfin, it is public to everybody anyway, even if it's not on Zillow. But here's what Compass did. All right, here's the breakdown so everybody can just understand what's going on here. Compass saw the Zillow preview move. Instead of fighting it, they pivoted and they made it look like they were in alignment. And it's not. They're just trying to survive. So you got private exclusives coming soon. And once it hits the MLS, everything's anywhere. Nobody won anything. It's all illusion. So they just stopped trying to fight the battle in that lawsuit. And you got Keller Williams Remax and that Zillow partnership. Different, but same game, right? Coming soon's only going to Zillow and Trulia. Again, once it hits the MLS, it's going everywhere. So Zillow gets the traffic, the attention, the lead flow, all that. But where's the shift? So April 15th, EXP, our coming soon's going to Realtor.com, Homes.com, and Google. It's called Come Home, but it's through Google. And we're going to have more eyeballs than any of those combined with this move. But it doesn't really matter because it's the period of time between 0 to 48 hours where you can't even see the house. A buyer can't see the house in that window anyway. So nobody's really winning anything. I just think that it's a lot of noise, and agents out there should try to ignore that noise and focus on lead generation and converting those leads and building your business.
Yeah.
But
100%.
This seems to throw them off, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely nothing is what it is. 100%.
Yeah.
And so not to mention, it's got a shelf life, right? I mean,
right. So I want to ask you about like the shift we're about to see, in the next, let's say, year, maybe 2, with AI and a home search. Like I want to hear what you think, but I'm envisioning a buyer going into their AI. They're going to go into their whatever they like to use and type in, find me the best homes in Frisco under $800,000 with great schools and close to restaurants, as low taxes as you can, and I want a backyard. Boom. And it just gives them the listings that they want. No portals, no brand loyalty. They're just going to get what they want instantly. That's what I think. What are your thoughts with AI? How is that going to?
it's interesting because it's gonna have. I mean, AI is gonna have to pull from these portals, and it's gonna, So I don't know what that's gonna look like, but it's certainly gonna be where you start. I mean, you're gonna go to AI and you're gonna be like, here's what I'm looking for, and it needs this, this, and this, and it's gonna sort through all that and deliver that to you.
Well, yeah, but let's talk about all these different portals. AI is going to pull from all of them.
Right.
They're not going to just say, I'm only going to pull from Zillow, or I'm
Right.
only going to pull from Redfin.
Right.
They're going to grab it all.
It's going to give you everything. It's not if you want to see every home that's available, it's going to give it to you.
Yeah. So when yesterday you and I were talking about this, we kind of were saying, why is this a big deal? And it's a lot of it is fear. And I think the fear that agents are kind of bringing on themselves a little bit is they're too dependent upon these portals for lead generation.
Yep.
And it's Zillow, it's homes.com, it's realtor.com. It's the easy way to try to get leads into your business, but you're going to pay out the nose for them. And kind of talk to us about like positioning and really, what we've done, what's given us, I think, a lot of our, the success we've seen over the last decade is when the herd's moving in one direction, we move in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Kind of break down like, if you were an agent that's doing, say, 20 deals a year right now, you're looking to scale it up to 50, 60, 70 transactions. And we know you have to have lead generation in place. Where are people missing it right now when they're leaning too heavily into these portals?
Oh God. I mean, number one, you should understand who's playing the game and why they're playing the game. So do you really trust Compass to control the inventory? Do you really trust Zillow to control the inventory that we already know they're going to sell it back to you and take a 40% referral fee, 41%? Do you think they're going to take less in the future or more? I think they're going to continue to go up, because as long as the agent says, yeah, I'll pay that. And what we know is the biggest teams in the country are all on Zillow Flex, taking a 41% off the top. So on a $10,000 commission, that's a customer acquisition cost of $4,100. And they're able to still profit, allegedly. I would argue that let me see their numbers, but not very much profit left in the deal. But they're able to run a team, give that to an agent, put them on a split, and still make money at the end of the day, or they wouldn't be doing it. Again, allegedly. I would say this is not a very profitable model to run, but so they know they can take as much as 40%, maybe 50% of the commission. And their AI is only going to make it easier for them to capture these opportunities. If you're using was it dot loop? No, is it dot loop? No. Is that what it's called?
For what? Maybe. Yeah. Dot loop's the
follow-up boss. Follow-up boss. I'm sorry.
Follow-up boss.
So if you're using follow-up boss and they got all your data, all the data is in there, you don't think that they're going to figure out how to determine when the person's going to sell and they're not going to sell that back to you or someone else, even worse, somebody else instead of you that'll pay for it? Of course they're going to do that. So like the agents that are using these tools and that are you're going to be taxed and continue to be taxed, and more taxes coming. Like it's absolutely, you got to get off of them, period. You got to control your own portal, control your own data, control your consumer experience, build trust through your own CRM that's portable that you could take with you if you want to leave somewhere. Don't go to a brokerage that's giving you technology and saying, yeah, put it in our database and you're going to love us forever, because someday if you decide to leave, which the way things are today, everybody should be, I have no idea what's going to happen 6 months from now. So you don't want to tie. It's the same reason Leo didn't sign a deal with Google. Or with Zillow. We're not going to sign an exclusive deal for 3 years that we're going to give you our exclusives. Are you out of your mind? We don't even know what's going to happen 6 months from now, much less 3 years. There's no way I'm giving you all that. Like, that's a no-brainer. Why would we ever do that as a company? And so the ones that are out there doing it, it's like, oh yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fair. We want to we want to get in the fight with against Compass. What are y'all doing? Like, it's asinine. What I see happening. There's no strategy behind it. It's all puffery. But for the agent, if you're not generating your own leads, if you have not become a lead generation expert and learn how to generate your own traffic, which you can generate, we generate leads by the tens of thousands at $3 a lead, and a customer acquisition cost of $150 to $200. That's what we do. That's what I've always done. So why would you go pay $4,000 if you could pay $150? You would never do it. And you're going to only be if you like being taxed, if you like high taxes, then keep doing what you're doing. But you really should start to get serious about owning your own system for how you acquire customers. And again, it's one thing if your business is all repeat referrals, sphere of influence, that's great. You know, can continue to communicate with those people, stay in front of them, and be their go-to person. But you better start building an audience of people that know who you are locally, and you better start building trust with the community. Otherwise, someone else is gonna build that trust, or they're gonna snatch that person right out from under you and give it to somebody who's gonna pay 40 or 50%. And so that's I think it's critically important. There's no way I would use any of those portals for lead generation. I certainly wouldn't build a business around it. It changes all the time. It always has. It's only gotten worse. It's never gotten better. But they're tempting them with, we're going to give you this whole area. Oh, you're on Flex. You can go here. You can start a new business here. Oh, look, we're going to scale this.
Yeah.
Every person I talk to that's done it, I already know their math. I know they're not making money. It's just a terrible business model. And so, do it at your own peril. I would never do it. Not in a million years would I do it.
Yeah, dude. Remember like back when we first kind of got into the business, when we'd go to like a real estate conference, you ever see and listen, if this is you, if you're listening to this and you've done this, I'm not cutting on you personally here. I just never understood it. But guys, ladies, real estate agents, they're going around with their cards, and on the back it says paying out 40% referral fees, 50% referral fees, like obscene amounts of high offering referral, like real high referral fees if they get a referral. And this is their way of networking at these big things. Yep. I always thought when I came into the business, it was like 25%. Once in a while, you'd see a 30%. Like if someone said, "Hey, Jay, I got a referral for you in Frisco, man. I want a 35% referral fee." 20 years ago, you'd be like, "That's high," But here's the difference. It's a referral. So the difference between a referral and a lead is a referral is ready, willing, able to buy. They're not shopping you. Like when you were with Coldwell Banker and you got I don't know if you ever took Cardis leads, but
I never took.
What's that?
I never took them. My dad tried to give them to me. I was like, man, you keep that.
Why? It's 40%.
Because I knew I degenerated. I mean, I was getting cut out at the knees, and my dad wanted me to take a 50-50 split on top of the 31 or 35% referral fee. And I was like, dude, there ain't enough peanuts in the jar like that. I mean, I'm going to work the same amount just as hard. And the amount of time I spend with that person is the same as somebody I can generate for a lot less on my own. I'll just do it on my own. And so
I'm just saying the value, what Zillow did was something I've just never seen anything like it. Like they took lead generation leads, because that's all they are. They're leads. These people aren't guaranteed to be like, they don't know who you get a Zillow lead, Zillow Flex lead. They don't know who you are.
Nope.
You're not even the listing agent most of the time on that property, right? So like it's a stranger. It may be a good agent, it may be not. It could be a newer agent on a team. You don't even know what you're getting. My point is that it's not a referral, yet you're paying a 40% referral fee. And you still have to work it like any other lead.
Right.
So if you're going to have to work that lead like any other lead, just create your own for $3 versus $4,000. And they've figured a way out of, and it's because they own they own 50% of the traffic or something crazy like that. I don't know. I made that number up, but it's probably close to that. I'm talking about traffic, if you were to compare all the rest of the portals, but still 40%. And so I don't know. I think that this is a big nothing burrito and everybody's making big deals of it. You mentioned something about Leo though. The second you hear he heard exclusive, he was out. Now we have a great relationship with Zillow. Zillow offered us that deal. You had mentioned Leo turned it down. Talk to me about when you hear about exclusivity and why a seller, that should be a red flag as soon as they hear the word exclusive.
Yeah, anything exclusive means less exposure. So you're oh, we're going to get on this portal before anybody else. Well, when it hits the MLS, everybody gets to see it. That's where you want to make sure you're in the MLS. This is why you don't want to try to sell on your own for sale by owner. You want the most exposure, the most eyeballs to see the home as possible. And the most eyeballs, the buyer that's going to pay the most amount of money is more than likely to see it, as opposed to less eyeballs. Exclusive just means you're going to be only shown to a handful of people. And so if you only took an offer from a small handful of people that know about your property instead of everybody that knew about your property, is it likely to be the best offer? It's probably not likely to be the best offer. There might be somebody that'd be willing to pay more. And that's fundamentally exclusive is limited. That's what it means, limited.
Yeah. I don't know like how you can, with a straight face and having any kind of moral ground to stand on, you can look a seller in the face and tell them, hey, instead of 300,000 potential buyers, you're going to get 60,000, and that's better for you in the first 2 days. Explain that to me.
First of all, I'm going to destroy you on that listing presentation. I'm going to dismantle and destroy your case. Without saying anything bad about you, because that's not how you do it, but I am going to dismantle any amount of trust that you built with that person if that's what you're telling them to do. And you'll choose me every time, because at the end of the day, it's not better. And there's nothing you can say that says it's going to be better or makes it better. There's no data that you could ever show them that's going to prove that it's better. You're trying to do what's best for you. You're trying to give yourself the best chance to sell that house to somebody before anybody else can bring a buyer that's better. That's not what's best for your client. And if that's how you want to operate, go to Compass. That's what they want to do.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well, if I'm summarizing all this up, we got, different tents, same circus, same nothing. And if you're someone out there, I was just on a call yesterday with a gentleman. He's coming over, and he's on a team. It's a name you will know, with Keller Williams. Big team. They're in 3 different locations around whatever. And he was getting these seller leads, and he was loving it. He's their expansion partner in this area, whatever. He's getting these seller leads coming in from the team. And then wherever those were coming from changed their business model, and they just quit. They just stopped coming in. He was like, man, I love these leads. And now all of a sudden they're just gone. Now, that's what we're talking about with the risk. The only person controlling Zillow is Zillow. So as soon as they change their business, and they're doing it, and it's striking fear into a lot of these teams, because they're like, well, what are they going to change next? If your entire business model, like the core basis of it, is on someone else's, P&L, that some other board is making decisions on how that flow is going to come, you have no control over your business.
No control, none.
So this gentleman's coming over because he knows that no matter what they do, we're going to be able to get 100 leads every single month, without doubt, as long as his ad spend stays where it's at. And they can do whatever they want at Zillow, Realtor.com, all these portals. It's not going to affect his business whatsoever. Yesterday's live was great, by the way, dude.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I loved seeing our boy Travis up there, tenant pending. I mean, it's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Newer agent, took advantage of Funnel Pilot, went all in, became the student of the game. And the guy went from no business whatsoever, never sold real estate in his life, and he's making well into multiple 6 figures now, single dad, bought his own first house. For like those are the stories of people who are like, that understand they're not going to let their business future rely on someone else's decisions. And he took control of his own business, and now he's seeing massive results. It was a great live. By the way, if you want to put our live.
It was. So I think if you got a link to go to that right there. So jetfuelleads.com/live. We built $100,000 a month marketing and implementation team that leverages AI to build this for you. We don't charge anything for it ever. There's no upsell. There's no referral fee. There's no nothing. Why? Because we get paid in revenue share. We don't need the money. We just want to help you. Like if you really want to have a predictable and consistent business, let me help you. Let my team build it for you. And so you don't have to be on these portals. You can generate leads at a much lower cost that are way better. Let me tell you what Zillow and all these portals don't do. They don't ask the question, who's moving right now? Why are they moving? What are their hopes, fears, concerns, and desires? If you want to market, you can point the marketing gun at any city, not a zip code that you don't want, at any city, any location, any price point, any niche that you want. You can create copy that is speaking directly to the people that are most likely to move and are motivated. You think you get that with Zillow? No, they're not. They just, here's one, here's another one. They filled out a form. They logged in. That's not a real lead. And so it's so much better when you understand marketing. And if you want it all done for you and you want to build a community of people that know who you are and see you as the expert in your local marketplace, let us build it for you. We'll build it for you. That's just what we do. But it sounds too good to be true. People don't believe it. They get on the call. There was 342 people on that Zoom Thursday yesterday.
Yeah, and 342. Yep.
Dude, I'm telling you, half the call in the comments are, how are y'all doing this for free? How are y'all that this can't be free? No, it's free. Yeah, we don't charge you.
And it's not free to us because we invest a lot of money. You invest a lot of money every single month into this. So it's not free. We invest in it. But you said something yesterday in the live, and I know you've brushed over it a few times, but I want to go a little deeper into it because it was huge, dude. There was someone in the comments that wrote, I've tried meta leads or meta ads. I've ran meta ads. I've ran Facebook ads. Never worked for me. Or someone said, I could pay a company to do this for $150 a month or something like that and stay with my own brokerage or blah, blah, blah. And you had made a point, and you touch on this on every live. So you guys want to check this out for yourself. Go to jetfuelleads.com/live. You'll be able to get on next Thursday's live call. You talked about AI. The biggest difference between hiring some company, I mean, even EXP has a service that you can sign up for where they'll run your ads for you. They're everywhere. These marketing companies are everywhere. The biggest difference that I see your team doing, Jay, is with that AI piece. You broke it out yesterday and you hit on something. I wrote it down. I'm like, oh man, I gotta bring this up next time on our pod, because the biggest difference between just some company that's going to run an ad pointed at some random audience and pray is that your leads are, number one, they didn't do a deep search into why those buyers are coming into, you always use DFW area, Frisco area, whatever. Why are they moving in? None of these companies are doing that. They're not trying to really target, it's not even marketing what they're doing. They're just throwing an ad up with a picture and a link, right? There's a big difference between the results that you get when it's done properly and really digging in and targeting the audience. Talk a little bit about how the team is doing that, because it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's the biggest difference maker.
100%, dude. We used to have to, first of all, if you don't have your 10,000 hours in understanding and learning marketing, then you're not even probably, you don't even know what's actually happening. We just did it. We spend the 10,000 hours learning marketing. If you go to Dan Kennedy, read every book he has, and you learn from the best of the best in marketing, it's really about understanding the customer need and what is the problem? What is the problem they're trying to solve? But in every marketplace right now, people are moving. There's people that are moving that are highly motivated, and then there's people that aren't highly motivated. If you're going to spend money in marketing and trying to find someone, we're trying to find someone specific. We used to say, hey, give us the data. Who's moving? Why are they moving? What have you been hearing? We used to have to ask that question to the agent. They sometimes knew a little bit, sometimes not so much. And so we had to kind of guess at who we were trying to talk to. When you run this through AI, it's going to tell you they're leaving California, Washington, Oregon. They've got a technology job either at Toyota or Dr. Pepper Keurig. They're 46 years old. Their kids are 3 and 5. Their biggest concerns about moving to Texas are this, this, and this. This is the ad you should run. This is the copy that it should have in it. Every detail of how to talk to that person that's highly motivated, that's actually probably going to buy it, that clicks on this ad. This is who you're talking to. That is message to market match. It's the fundamentals of marketing. And if you don't do that, I can run an ad that says, want to know what your home is worth? And somebody's going to click on that and they're going to put their address in and you're going to think you have a lead. And then you're going to realize, oh, they're doing a tax abatement or whatever. And it's not really somebody who wants to sell a house. You can get a lot more clicks doing that, but these leads suck, right?
Yeah, I never did that. I never filled that form out.
Yeah, you're right. And so
I never did.
Everybody's done this before. Everybody's bought a service like that and realized this isn't even really a lead. And so that makes sense, right? Okay, well, that didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. Well, what if that ad said, if you're thinking of selling your house before this summer, if you're thinking of listing your house before the summer of 2026, there's 3 things you should know before you ever decide to put your house on the market. Somebody that clicks on that is a different person than the other one, right? And so when you understand who you're trying to reach, you talk to them differently. And then if you know who's actually moving, you know what to say to them. And so that is part of the process of determining, hey, where do you want to do business? Where's the sweet spot? Where's the highest volume of search? What is the property we should put in the image? That could be the difference in it being a $3 lead or a $12 lead, just like that.
Well, and not just lead cost, but that quality, dude.
Yeah, the quality. 100%.
And the quality. You're getting a higher quality buyer because their trust, like you're speaking to what's going on inside their head, what's keeping them up at night. And they don't even know. Like it's not computing to them that just hit a button in their brain.
They're just like, oh my God, how did you know? So if somebody, so one of the avatars when we did this in Frisco was people living in Carrollton and the Colony, and they want to put their kids in Frisco School District. Made sense to me. Carrollton, the Colony, a little bit older communities. They're south of me, Frisco School District. That's why I'm here. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I kind of knew that. Never would have created content around it. But that if you created a piece of content that said the top 3 things you should know about before you ever put your kids in Frisco School District, I promise you the wife's clicking on it. I promise you. And so let's create these people don't know you. So the game is no different. The game is until you build trust, you don't have a client. So you got to find a way to build trust. Well, how do you build trust with strangers? Well, you have to be really dialed into the customer problem and need. And that means understanding what keeps them up at night about making this move. They have a house to sell. They've got a 3% interest rate. They really don't know if they can afford to go and get into Frisco, and what are the incentives that are being offered that you can leverage. All the things that keep them up at night are the copy in the ad and the conversation that you're going to have through content to build trust, that you're the go-to expert on helping them do exactly what they're trying to do. And so when you can dial into that, which AI lets you do real easily, we can create content that's magical. Now, then you got to still shoot these videos. You got to put them into a follow-up sequence and, you know, all of that. Not so much, not anymore. Now, instead of me depending on you as the agent to do that, you can send 5 photos to us ahead of time. We're going to create the content. The voice, it may not sound exactly like you, but it's going to look like you. 85% of people, I would say 85% of people are going to think you shot the video. And if they watch it and it's like dialed into what it is they're trying to do and they see you as the expert, that's mentally there's a connection. Now, the next time a text goes to them when they come back to the website from you, oh, I know this guy. I watched his video. This is the guy. This is the guy that I was telling you about, right? Yeah. Now there's some trust. They're more likely to respond favorably to a text. That's if you have a 30% contacted rate in new leads, that means 70 of these people you never spoke to, didn't make contact with. You didn't even get to evaluate their timing, motivation, needs, and have a chance to even get the business yet. If they're consuming content that's hyper relevant, local to what they're trying to do, positioning you as the expert, you're going to have a higher contact rate. And you're going to actually talk to people that now know who you are and that you specialize in that one thing they're trying to do. This is marketing. This is what good marketing should look like. And most of you that have bought stuff before that say it doesn't work because it wasn't really marketing. It was people selling, fill out this form to get something and bait and switch, or, just a bland, very bland, universal offer that anybody can make that's, to the masses, and they can do it and generate it at a low cost, but they're not even really leads. That's the truth. And so, we've all experienced that. I've done it too. But once you understand marketing, you would do it differently. And that's what we're doing that's different.
So what you're saying, kind of to sum up, is that if 99% of the people that would come through a funnel are people that don't know you. So if they
Yep.
see a video that's made by AI, they're not going to know the difference if that's really Jay Kinder in there or if it's the AI. They're not even going to make that connection like, this is AI. No, because the content that's coming out of your mouth in that video, whether it's you personally or AI, an AI agent doing it, is relevant to what they're hearing. So we're building the building blocks of what marketing is supposed to do. Marketing is supposed to build trust and authority. Authority meaning they're already in belief that you're an expert. You've accomplished that, not with you telling them, not Jay Kinder saying, hey,
Yeah,
I'm Jay
I'm
Kinder,
the
I'm an
best.
expert. No, the marketing does the heavy lifting for them. And now when you have that first conversation, A, they're more likely to pick up the phone. B, if they, when they do pick up the phone, you're having a conversation, it's going to be a more meaningful conversation because you've already built some affinity with them. They already kind of like you.
They're probably going to reply to the text that's going to automatically go out while you're doing something else anyway. And that's the truth is that we're going to create an opportunity that would have never responded. If you called them, they would have said, no, I didn't fill out a form. What are you talking about? Nope. No, we're not buying. We're not moving there. Nope. Like, why? Because they don't know you. They think you're just somebody trying to sell them something. But if they could send that piece of content, one of those 3 core pieces of content, they're way more likely to respond to that text message, answer the phone, call you back, or just call you and be like, "Oh my gosh, we got your video, we watched it. That's exactly what we're wanting to do. Tell me about these incentives, or whatever." Right? And so, it's just good marketing, and I think most people have never been exposed to it because it's not like this is on the real estate test. So,
Well, we are doing that live next Thursday, right, Jay? Is it noon Central? Come on and it's a live, it's Q&A. You can ask questions at the end. Meet the entire team. Jay's assembled, and they're just a rock solid, unbelievable. They're just firing all cylinders. Before we went live today, you were saying you guys just had your meeting, and just things are just rocking and hitting on all cylinders. And it's taken a year. It's been actually your 1 year anniversary for
1 year. Yeah. Yep.
When is that? We just passed it. Right?
Yeah, it's probably, we started doing this in March. So yeah, I think we probably launched right around now last year. And when I say launched, we didn't launch. We quietly selected a handful of people and said, hey, come over here. We're going to work on something and we worked on nailing it. Well, then AI got better and better and better about this time last year. And we're like, holy crap, this works way better than the way we were doing it. And it's way easier to execute now because we can use workflows with AI to do all of it. And so our ability to do this at scale became easier, which means I don't have to charge you for it. And that was my whole goal. My whole goal was I just want to help people and never have to ask for anything. Like, I don't want $1 from you. Let me just help you. That was the goal. That was actually the goal. And it sounded crazy when we said it, but keep in mind, we do really well. Okay. So we get paid a lot of money from revenue share. But what if we could create an offer that was irresistible? Like, if we built a machine that does this for you, helps you build your business, you add another couple $100,000 a year to your business when you come over here, then isn't it easier to recruit? Yeah, it's a lot easier to recruit, I can tell you, because half the people that come to this Thursday call, they would have told you, I ain't leaving where I'm at. And then they'll end up at the end of that call and they're going to go, well, I'm fucking leaving. So I'm coming, because the value's there. And so the reason we did it was so that we could attract more people and actually add value. And I don't know that everyone else that's going to figure out how to do this, they're going to sell it for a lot. I was talking to a guy the other day. I won't mention names or what company or what it is. Super sharp, using AI, sees what we're doing, picking up on little things, and he's got a little product. He's like, man, dude, I got somebody to pay me $13,000 for this, for a setup. And I was like, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. I said, we do everything for free. And so, they're going to, because they know you'll pay it. They know you're going to pay it. And so everybody and their dog is going to come out with something they're going to try to sell you. It'll probably be better, but they're still going to be taxing you. If you don't want to be taxed, get in alignment with people that don't have a reason to try to sell it to you. We don't wake up and go, man, they would pay a lot for this. We go, dude, they're going to love this. And we're not even going to charge them. This is freaking stupid. Like, it's just it's a much better, it's way more fun for me. I don't like taking people's credit cards anyway, but yeah. You'll never find somebody that's going to do what we're doing and do it for free. Only at EXP. Period.
By the way, for you brokers listening on this, you got an indie brokerage or you're a team leader. This system we're talking about right now could be It could be your path.
Yeah.
Going from 5 agents to 50.
Yeah. Imagine your offer was leverage my $100,000 a month marketing and implementation team to double your business when you come to ABC brokerage on this platform of EXP. My team does all the delivery. I'm going to help you increase your agent productivity. I'm going to help you increase the number of agents, your agent count. And I'm going to help reduce attrition, increase profitability. All of those things as an independent brokerage. You'd be better off coming over to EXP and building your brand on EXP's platform with the assistance of our team doing the work and helping you make a better offer than whatever it is that you're currently doing. And so, yeah, independent brokerages, that we had somebody that was on the call that had an independent brokerage, and they were reading the tea leaves because I'm talking to agents. But if you own a brokerage, you're like, dang, how do I get this? Because if I had that, what if we were helping you recruit? Let me show you what that would look like. Yeah, it's way better. Oh, yeah, by the way, you're going to get paid to be at EXP. It doesn't cost you anything. Like once people get through all the minutia in their mind of understanding it, it took us a while. It took me a while. But once you realize, okay, now, so you're telling me I'm going to get paid to be at EXP more than what I could be paid as an independent brokerage. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. And you still got to, let them marinate on that. But yeah, this is dumb. And they're going to do all the stuff I don't like doing. And it's going to reduce my costs. And I don't have all the liability.
Yeah.
But you got to connect those dots.
If I was a broker right now, I had my own independent brokerage, and I'm trying to figure out a recruiting strategy. Because when I had my brokerage, I didn't really have a recruiting strategy, which is why I only had about 10 or 12 agents. And if I were to see this as a broker or a team leader, I'd be like, shit, they're doing all this for free. If my agents see this, I'm gonna be at risk at losing a few agents if they see this, and so come check it out. It's our playbook and we don't hide anything. So if you're a broker or a team leader and you're like, I'm never joining, especially if you're watching this and you're like, I'm gonna see what these fools are doing, but I ain't ever joining it. Cool. Come down there.
Come see what you're competing against, if nothing else. Yeah. I welcome the feedback. If you think you can make it better, come get you some. We've had some of the smartest people that I know in the game that see what we're doing, and they're like, y'all some bitches, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Free.
It's kind of crazy, bro. You got a little, like most people would be like, Kinder's got a few screws loose. What is he doing?
Why would you do that? Yeah.
$100,000.
Because it's a beautiful thing, dude. I don't need your money. I don't want your money. I just actually want to help you. And I know how to help you. And I got a team of rock stars that can do it. And I've done it before and I've sold it. You used to pay me $7,500 to join the brokerage and you were on a 50-50 split. Not anymore. Now I do almost everything that we used to do at that point. We had a call center there. Now we have AI. It's a lot better. And it's a lot more cost effective. And that's how we're able to do it. I mean, it's a lot more. I'm having the most fun I've ever had because all the shit that's really hard to do, I was like, man, that's going to take 25 employees to do that. Man, I don't want to do that again. Oh, no, but we just need 2 or 3 AI agents and we can do that and we don't have to charge anything. It's fun. We're playing the game. We're playing the game different. And you're there. We remember, Al, when we used to say, we said it for years, they're all coming. They're all coming, aren't they? Now, how many people are coming that 8 years in, they said, no, fuck it. All right, you got me. Like, this is stupid. I'm coming. And so, yeah, the opportunity right now at EXP is the biggest opportunity there is in the history of this company since we've been here. And I can show you the math. The numbers are going through the roof. Why? Because we're actually solving a problem in the industry. We're not playing the stupid circus games that everybody's playing. We're just trying to help people. And we don't need your money because we get paid through the company, through revenue share. So we don't win unless we actually help you win. That's how it works. So it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm having fun. I know you're having fun, but I think people just have to see it, come get on the call, or keep doing it the way you're doing it. I'll love you either way, but I think you'd be crazy not to look at it.
I'd say if you're a broker and you have a system that's bringing you in, what are we at? Like 200 to 300 applications a month that are just pouring in through this system. Yeah. If you have a system that's already doing that for your brokerage, don't waste your time coming to watch our webinar next Thursday. But if you don't have a system bringing you in 200 to 300 new agents into your brokerage or team per month, not year, come and check it out. Take some notes. Record it on your AI note taker, whatever you want to do. We're literally giving you the playbook. It's like Duke, who's first seed in the brackets, giving their playbook to the number 2 seed and saying, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're coming at you. This is the offensive play. This is how we're running defense. Like, here it is. And no one would do that. The Super Bowl coaches wouldn't do that. We're doing it.
Yep.
And man, I'm proud of you, brother. I
appreciate it.
You nailed it, and never had more fun. And man, next 2 months are going to be fun. We got some really cool stuff we're about to launch here. We're just waiting for it to come out of the checks and balances and get the blessings from the law gods and EXP gods. And we got an offer that's going to be coming from on the mortgage side that's it's going to blow you away. No more market service agreements, none of that. There's a real strong opportunity that's I guarantee you, it's something you've never seen before. It's a brand new model, and it's absolutely fire. So we're kind of taking our time with this rollout, making sure that all the edges are filed down and rounded out, and T's are crossed and all that. And we'll be announcing that in the next 30 days, maybe sooner, but can't wait. So we'll see you guys next Thursday on the live, and we will see you at the top, but not at the circus.
Not at the circus. We're going to skip the circus.
Have a great weekend, my brother.
Later, brother.